Sets and Reps is a show about wellness and growth insights from coaches and creatives who practice consistency and discipline every day to crush their goals. Click the link below to follow the podcast on Spotify. You can watch daily clips from each value-packed episode on this YouTube channel. Please share with a friend anything that resonated with you. New episodes will be released on Wednesdays, Eastern Standard Time. Before I wrap things up here with you, I want to ask another question specifically about Zen. I know before we talked about not making things casual practices. I don't want this to become that, but as someone who works with people and works to help bring out the best in people, and do you feel like there's a way without being too casual that I can begin to integrate what I do as a health wellness professional?
As I said earlier, you start with breath, awareness of your breath, and sitting with your breath until that becomes comfortable. I usually ask people to, I'll tell you what, can I do it right now? Do you have a...
We doing a breath exercise right now?
Yeah, why not?
Let's do it.
So do you have a watch on?
I have a stopwatch.
All right, can you set it for 1 minute? When you press that thing, I want you to just be aware of how many breaths you take in 1 minute, how many cycles of breath. Inhalation, exhalation is one. Okay. And how many of the cycles do you do in a minute?
In a minute, okay.
Yep.
I'm going.
You go and you say when, I'll do it too.
So I got to about 4.5, 5.
Perfect. So when our breath is, and it's going to be different for each person. There's a balance of the nervous system, parasympathetic, sympathetic nervous system, when our breath rate is correct for us. And so I would say on average, we want to have like 4 to 6 breaths a minute. If someone's very physically active, 4 breaths a minute should be like, yeah, not so hard. If your breath rate is beyond 8 a minute and you're just sitting there, you're in like a hyperactive state. And so the first thing is to train your awareness to slowing down your breath, right? That's your homework, is to kind of throughout your day, just check in, right? And then you can bring awareness to it and see if you can start to do circular breathing, relax your belly, almost to the point where it comes out like a little kid's, and you want to feel underneath your belly button down to your pubic bone. You don't want that tight, and you want that to move and open. We don't want to start our breath under our sternum. So if you're doing that, you want to start to bring awareness down to your belly. Your belly must be moving if your breath rate was that slow.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah, exactly.
You're breathing from your belly.
I try to make that a habit more, because I think I 100% agree with you. Breathing through the chest is just going to, I feel like, makes your breath shorter and just promotes anxiety more. But if you kind of stop and just kind of try to expand the rib cage and go down lower, it helps activate your diaphragm too. And I love it. And I think that I can incorporate this as either a cool down technique after my workout sessions with them, or as part of a warm up in the beginning to just set that awareness, set that intention of breathing, because breathing while exercising becomes a whole different ball game. So that often becomes something that people struggle with, when to breathe when they're pushing, pulling. And I always find it works best to breathe out with the movement that is going to cause the most effort, and then breathing in with the movement that's stretching, kind of relaxing the body before you go in to move again.
Yeah, so. I agree. Yeah. This creates an awareness of the breath, and then starts to cultivate a synchronicity with the body. Mm-hmm. You'll start to move in concert with your slower breath rate. Like you were saying before, if for some reason I'm a little rigid and my belly's not totally moving, and so my muscular system is going to be tighter than it needs to be, and I'm going to have restriction. And so I can't move freely. So even if I was going to dance and I'm dancing with, everything's tight, like I'm not going to feel the music. I'm not going to synchronize with my partner. And then you can say, well, we're dancing with life. So if I'm rigid and not breathing in concert with the world, well then, you know, I'm not dancing with the world, right? I'm not dancing with the here and now. Most people are anxiety ridden, and that's affecting everything. It affects what we think, what comes out of our mouths, our intention, everything changes. You know, it affects everything. So
let's normalize hanging out in the parasympathetic, and let's help people with their breathing, because that's a great start, and that provides me with something actionable I can help people with. So thank you.
You're welcome. And you're welcome to join. If you go to the Shoshinkan site, there's links to our morning meditation. If anyone's interested, they can just join in. I'll let you in, and
Yeah,
you can sit with us in the morning via Zoom.